Right. In the last piece, we talked about how they wanted to control your life via technology. And placing jobs with it. All well worlds, smart cities, etc. And universal basic income. And this next piece was a statement made by Ron Paul this week. Should raise further concerns and highlight so we can block it. He said, if some Congress members get their way, the Federal Reserve may soon be able to track many of your purchases in real time and share that information with government agencies, which is actually what takes place already. Remember, all credit card transactions, no matter where you are in the world, goes through Britain first. They take a piece, then it goes through the Pentagon, they take a piece, then it goes through the Federal Reserve, they take a piece, and other various clown organisations, which is why the credit cards have such high interest rates. And he said this is just one of the problems with the proposed, quote, digital dollar or Fed coin, unquote. Now, at the risk of people thinking this is personal, it's not. It's business and work, and it involves the people. And it has to be said. Like I said, I'm not connected to anyone except for and by the people. But the digital dollar and or wallet is concurrent with the information coming from the trustee and their latest platform, is it not? And bear in mind, the coin was the idea of the trustee as well to protect funds being sent to Trump back in 2018. He ignored it. Now, the Fed coin was initially included in the first coronavirus spending bill. And while the proposal was dropped from the final version of the bill, there is still great interest in the Fed coin on Capitol Hill. And some progressives have embraced Fed coin as a way to provide Americans with universal basic income. Oh dear. As warned in the Clowns in Panic show. Now, 14 months ago. Whilst many Americans and many other people will support that idea, it will be a disaster for us all. And another opportunity to push their technology onto us, as it appears you will only receive said funds by that method. And that is the end of all freedoms if that is rolled out. Again, that's what we warned of in the Clowns in Panic. Mr. Paul went on, both the Senate Banking Committee and the House Financial Services Committee held hearings on the Fed coin in June, and this is the first step towards making the Fed coin a reality. Now, the Fed coin would not actually be an actual coin. No, it's a fresh air token. And it would be a special account, he said, created and maintained for each American by the Federal Reserve, which is again eerily similar to what was put out by the trustee. Now, each month, federal employees could tap a few keys on a computer and voila, each American would have dollars added to his Federal Reserve account. And he said this is the 21st century equivalent of throwing money from helicopters. Perhaps they've met Prince Charles. He's got a head like a helicopter. And the Fed coin would crowd out, he said, private cryptocurrencies. I guess Ron Paul's not fully aware of the dangers of any cryptocurrencies either. Also, he said it would limit the ability of private citizens to protect themselves from the Federal Reserve caused decline in the dollar's value. Now, what they will do in this scenario is completely devalue the dollar, which again we warned about in the Clowns in Panic, and then set a rate of exchange for it with these fresh air tokens. Ron Paul said the Fed coin would not magically increase the number of available goods and services, and what it would do is drive up the prices, which creates inflation, and inflation is a tax on the people. And the damage, he said, this would do to the middle and lower income Americans would dwarf any benefit they receive from their monthly gift from the Fed. The rises in prices could lead to Congress regularly increasing Fed coin payments to Americans, and these increases would cause prices to keep rising even more until we face hyperinflation and a dollar crisis. Yes, the collapse of the dollar the globalists all want. Why? Because they don't control the dollar anymore in real terms is why. He went on, of course, we're already on the path of an economic crisis thanks to the Fed, and the Fed coin will hasten and worsen the crisis. He said Fed coin poses a great threat to privacy. The Federal Reserve could know when the Fed coin is used, who is using it, and what they use it for. This information could then be shared with government agencies such as the FBI or IRS, he said. And you can add in the CIA and the NSA, who developed the fresh air token system to begin with, along with encryption. And he said the government could use the ability to know how Americans are spending Fed coins, which is exactly like the DNA nudge device mentioned earlier, is it not? Are you connecting the dots of where this is going now? To limit our ability to purchase goods and services that are disfavoured by politicians and bureaucrats. And he said anyone who doubts this should recall the Obama administration's Operation Choke Point. Operation Choke Point involved financial regulators alerting banks that dealing with certain businesses, such as gun stores, would put the banks at reputational risk and could subject them to greater regulation. In other words, Obama wanted to decide who, what, where and when you could buy stuff. And this is it on steroids. He said, it's hard to believe that the ability to track purchases would be used in the future to, quote, discourage, unquote, individuals from buying guns, fatty foods or tobacco, or from being customers of corporations whose CEOs are not considered woke by the thought police. FedCoin could also be used to encourage individuals to patronize green business, thus fulfilling the Fed chairman's Jerome Powell's goal of involving the Fed in the fight against climate change, and also aiding the Pelosi family-generated Green Deal, I might add. And he said the FedCoin will threaten private cryptocurrencies. Good. increase inflation, which is a tax on the people, and give governments new powers over our financial transactions. FedCoin will also speed up destruction of the fiat money system, and whatever gain FedCoin may bring to the average Americans will come at a terrible cost to liberty and prosperity. Hear, hear, Mr. Paul.